إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ورسولنا مولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. وبعد قال سبحانه وتعالى في شان حبيبه مخبرا وآمرا قولا كريما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. ثم وبعد. Respected ulama, respected and honorable huffaz, beloved elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise and thanks is due to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cherish and sustain our old worlds, shows His blessings and salutations upon His beloved Nabi Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent with this beautiful deen of Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Beloved Ummah of Muslims, what makes communities and nations alive? What makes them strong and what makes them successful? These questions are fundamental in the context of the central theme of the most glorious and holy Quran, which revolves around the mission of this Muslim Ummah. To have a mission and a purpose requires a life not only of taking, but a life of giving, a life of caring, a life of sharing, and a life of jihad or sacrifice. Jihad is an active pursuit, striving and struggling for the purpose of the mission, making the necessary sacrifices, giving away infaq fi sabilillah, spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of our possessions, and spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only of our possessions but also of our wealth and our lives are most important. And in many cases we will hear the saying that echoes and that means so much to us, where we are told the importance that giving of your possessions is one thing, but giving of yourself is a completely different level. Thus, jihad and infaq being spending, play a key and determining role in the life and the decay, the rise and the fall of this ummah of our Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Fear of death and an overpowering love of worldly possessions sap our lives and our energy and destroy the strength of our community. If people fear death, then death will become the fate of that community. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informs His beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Holy Quran, in Surah Kaf, as we may have read not too long ago, قُلْ هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا. Should I not inform you, O my Prophet? Say to the people, shall we not tell you of those who are the greatest losers? And how appropriate the Holy Quran used the word losers, because the word loser has become more common in amongst the youth over the past 20 or 30 years, or past 10 or 15 years, whether you got someone as a loser, they'll show you a big L on your forehead, you're a loser, you know. But the Quran uses this language long before that, and it regards people as losers. قُلْ هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا. Should I not inform you? The Prophet ﷺ is being asked by Allah subhanahu, is being told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that say to them, should I not inform you? And this is obviously a question that an answer would follow. هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ. Should I not inform you of those who will be complete losers when it comes to their actions, when it comes to their work? الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds in the Holy Quran, and again we marvel at the language used in the Quran. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks a question that for some people they know the answer, for others they do not know the answer. So for some it's a rhetorical question, because the answer is obvious. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, should I not tell them, should I not inform you? Obviously tell us, we want to know. But it also gives us an idea that the Prophet ﷺ was asked to place emphasis on this. Because the Prophet ﷺ was not just told, if we look at the ayah, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, say, oh my Nabi, He is one. He is Allah, He is alone, He is one. So the Prophet ﷺ is given a command, قُلْ. First there is the command, هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Then a statement follows that command. Say, oh my Nabi, that Allah is one. In this instance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala follows the command of قُلْ with a question, not with a statement. هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ. Should I not inform you? So we understand the difference in emphasis that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants to, His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to prompt a kind of response from the ashab. He wants to prompt a response from you and I. So let's be awake and let's be attentive to the response that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam want from us. هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا. Would you not know? And so I ask you the words that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was told to ask the ashab. And I'm asking you here today, هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ. Should I not inform you, oh people of Belleville, people in this Masjid Al-Falaagh, should I not inform you of those who are at a loss in their actions? Naturally, you should respond. This is the question. Should I not inform you? You would like to know. And this is important. You see, we need to engage with the Quran. We need to bring the Quran in our lives. It mustn't just be a talk from here, where we think, okay, what's coming next, okay, go back to work and it's over and done with. Let's engage with the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is asking a question, respond, because the Quran was not revealed only to the ashab, it's revealed to you and I. And the minute we can understand that the Quran is part and speaking to us, then we will respond. Like the Prophet ﷺ in his salah, when he would be engaged with particular ayat of Jannah or Jahannam, you would see the emotion in the face of the Rasul ﷺ. In fact, when the Quran speaks about the glory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you would hear the Prophet ﷺ glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his salah, because he understood the Quran was speaking to him, it was alive in his life. So naturally, when someone recites an ayah of the Quran and it prompts a response, our natural reaction or inclination should be to want to respond, because it is your Allah giving you this message. And He's giving it through your Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِالْأَخْسَرِينَ أَعْمَالًا. Should I not inform you of those whose actions are lost? And why should this prompt a response from us? Because we want to know if our actions that we are currently doing, if they are causing us to be losers, or it's causing us to be winners. Are we going to be those who are successful in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or are we going to be those who are unsuccessful in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The only time we will not want to respond to this ayah is if we don't care what our situation and our relationship is with Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And unfortunately, that has become the standard of our lives today. We fail to engage with the Quran. الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا. Those who are striving, go الَّذِينَ ضَلَّ سَعْيُهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Those who striving, they actually strive in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They work hard, they sacrifice. Well, let's not say in the path of Allah. They work hard, they sacrifice, they make an effort. They wake up energetic every morning, they take their medication and they seem like they are high on life. They work hard, they go and work for their families, they come home, they do everything, and you think this is a successful man. Wow, he wakes up 5 o'clock every morning. He takes a jog around the whole of the suburb. Every morning you can look out of the window like clockwork, that man is running around the area. You go, mashallah, this man's got a lot of energy. Then you see him getting in his car, he looks so fresh, he smells so nice, he gets into his luxury car. We aspire to this. So let's look at it. He gets in his car, he gets in a nice suit, he's well dressed, he's clean, he's groomed, he's well shaven, whatever, he goes to work. He works hard. He works hard. Well, that's the impression we get. He works hard. He's there. When the people at work see him, they think, I want to be like the boss. When the people at work see him, they see success. When he pulls up at work, there's a special parking bay demarcated for him. He's success. Everybody in the parking lot is talking. When he pulls up his car, everybody stops talking. When he opens his door, like, the man is going to get out of the car now. There is success for us. He walks into the building. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. He's successful. He walks into his office, air conditioner is already on. His secretary knows, sir, your schedule for today, everything is sorted out for him. He knows. So, he's striving. وَهُمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّهُمْ يُحْسِنُونَ صُنْعًا. Those who striving go astray in the present life while they think that they were working in good deeds. That's what the Quran says. They're striving, it's actually gone astray. Now, I'm not saying that is every man that does that and every lady that aspires to that has gone astray. But I'm saying, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us, and I remind myself and everybody here, that there is a bigger picture to success than that. Because that is not what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regards necessarily as successful. He could still be amongst the khasirun. He could still be a loser with a big L, a big L. In fact, you should be walking with the L on the day of Qiyamah. Loser. The one who is not a loser. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى. We come back to the ayah of Surah Qiyamah, at the end of Surah Qiyamah, and I always recite this passage here in the Masjid. فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى. But he's working so hard when he comes home to his family. Someone rolls down his window, he's not going to roll his window of his car down. Because the little bit air from the air conditioner, the cold is going to go out by the window. So if there is a needy man at the window, he's not going to roll his window down because the air is going to escape and it's going to make his body a millionth of a temperature a little bit warmer. He doesn't want that to happen. Right? So you've got his father, he's answering calls on his way. He's floating on the road. He's not even driving anymore. He's floating. His car is so advanced, it does everything for him. He's floating on the road, not concerned about the world around him. As long as the money is coming his way, he is fine, he is content with life. And we aspire, and our children aspire to this, because many of us don't give the right image and impression of what success should be like in the court of Allah, in our family, when we're sitting with our family. We don't give the right impression. We aspire to other things, and we want our children's aspirations to be different. I got let me continue first with this. And let me say also that فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى. He doesn't give sadaqah. The whole day he was busy. Lunchtime came, he was joking in the tea room with whoever he could joke around with. If it's a lady, maybe she was in charge, maybe husband was going hungry at home. Where am I going to get food from? But she has to work. She'll smile with her boss, but she don't smile with her husband. How dare she smile with her husband? That's oppression. Women should not be smiling with their husband because that's bad. Isn't that the impression we are led to give? When the lady smiles with the boss at work, any coffee, sir? Any tea, sir? Then you can smile with your boss because he gives you a check at the end of the month. But your husband, can't you see? How can you expect me to make food today? I come home, my feet are sore. Don't put on a smiling face for the husband. It's just a sad face. And the children, come on, do your homework. Don't don't expect me to sit behind you. I work all day. Why did you go to work if you're going to come home with that attitude? And the husband also. Why are you going to come home why do you go to work if you're going to come home with a bad attitude? You're going to neglect everything else around you. So we ask ourselves, what is important? Where are our priorities? So nonetheless, وَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَى. Don't make salah. You sit in the clinic, you don't make salah. Ask, you know what? To put my foot so high up in the sink, I don't know what the other staff is going to think of me. They're not going to call me boss anymore. They're not going to open the way for me. If I lift my foot up and I have to put it in the sink, and then what's going to happen? Embarrassing. You know what? I'll just make it tonight when I get home. I'll just do a tarawih. All salah on one. وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. And you belie the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and turn your back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now the guy comes in and says, look here, this guy paid short this month, okay, charge him interest. Hey, but you should be thinking, I'm Muslim, I don't charge interest. Why am I getting involved in this? Even though it's difficult, whatever the case is, your conscience needs to be pricked. You need to be pricked. Because you cannot belie the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, we have to just pause quickly. Colt, Bucky, double cab, CA296173, it's blocking a driveway. This is very bad. Blocking a driveway. Colt, Bucky, double cab, CA296173, blocking a driveway. Kindly remove your vehicle. Please, I think we've had lectures, entire JUMU'AHs. I think there's even someone writing a book on, I'm just kidding, but someone could write a book on blocking driveways by Muslims during JUMU'AH. That's what the title of the book should be. Muslims blocking driveways, or parking for dummies 101. They should have a book like that because we really need to learn how to park properly and not block people's driveways. Now Allah guide us, inshallah, we can all make the mistake. But nonetheless, we were saying, فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. The signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. Allah says, subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't do this. But you think to yourself, no, but I can do this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't actually take into account that we will live in a society like today. Therefore, if it was not allowed that time, we're moving with times, brother. Come on. The religion must progress. We now need to live in a society where riba is okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be okay with it. Because He obviously did not foresee that a time would come where we would need to be in riba. So that's why He didn't make provision for it in the Quran. So it's okay to be involved in riba. By the way, anybody who doesn't pick up sarcasm, that's sarcasm. The reality of the situation is this. That we cannot كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. We cannot belie the signs of Allah, and we cannot turn our backs away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثُمَّ ذَهَبَ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِي يَتَمَطَّى. There he floats in his car back home to his family. ثُمَّ ذَهَبَ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِي يَتَمَطَّى. And he goes to this, like his wife, his child. Daddy says, come help me with my homework. His child says, come. Don't you know I've been working all day? Go bother your mother. Don't come bother me. Put his feet up. World Cup cricket. Oh, what is the highlights? Talk about the World Cup cricket. Even the day starts like that. Whole year we can't wake up for Fajr, but now because World Cup cricket is in Australia, more people have woken up for Fajr. Because the World Cup is in Australia, I think now they must play cricket in Australia every day, then we'll all wake up for Fajr Salah. May Allah guide us, inshallah. But that's the thing, so you want to watch the highlights at home, so you boast to your family that I've worked so hard in the day, don't bother me, I post, you know me, I do this, I do that, you know, daddy's your child thinks daddy is the main guy. That's the impression you gave him of success. You never told him that to occupy the mimbar and the mihrab is successful. You never taught him that, you never showed him that. So he will never see that as success. You never showed him that memorizing the Quran was successful, so he doesn't bother to memorize the Quran. I got a WhatsApp, I don't have my phone with me, but I've got a WhatsApp about, and I'm sure you've seen it, about a mother who writes a letter to the madrasa teacher. And she says, sorry that he couldn't come to madrasa on Monday because he had this sport on Monday, and he had swimming on Monday, and he pulled a muscle, so Tuesday he also couldn't come to madrasa. Wednesday he had cricket and he hurt his ankle, so Thursday he also wasn't in madrasa. And Friday, you know, he was just tired from all the week, work, homework and stuff, so he never went whole day. So the mu'allim went back to the mother and she said to the mother, you know, and basically at the end of it, he says to her, on a more serious note, he says to her, So you've shown your child sport his whole life. So when you are in your qabr one day, and when your child is standing there and Yasin wal Qur'an al-Haq, and you can't read the Yasin because you didn't teach him, and you're in your qabr and you're thinking, and he's so stressed out, he doesn't want to recite the Yasin by your qabr anymore because it's too stressful for him, there's too much anxiety, there's too much pressure if people are around him when he's reciting Yasin. He's just going to sit, he's going to play the Yasin Sudais in the car rather than say, Allah please send that to my mother and my father. Right? And then like the other joke says, then he's just going to throw a black cloth over the fridge and make tawaf around the fridge also. That will be his hajj. At the end of the day, brothers and sisters, what are we going to do when we are in the qabr? Who's going to stand and make dua? Do we know that the Prophet ﷺ said one of the things that help you and continue to give you reward and benefit in the qabr is a waladun salih that makes dua for you? Did we forget that? And so it is important for us to ensure that the image we portray as successful and as losers are very apparent and clear to our children. Because that is what they will aspire to or not aspire to in their lives. And we've only gone through one paragraph of the discussion, but it's important for us to understand it in its context. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we think we are striving so much in Allah's school, we think we are working so hard, but our striving is all dalla. It is all gone astray, our striving. And so, the beauty of it is, and it's a quick fix, and I think we should maybe end in this vein. We should end in the sense that what can we do to fix it? The thing is, it's not so complicated because the beauty of Islam is that unless you are selling drugs, and unless you have a gambling den as your business, you can still continue doing what you should be doing. You can still be the successful guy going to work. You can still dress up in your suit. You can still take your jogger around the block in the morning. You can still do all those wonderful things. But just remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while you are doing it. Take time out. Take time out to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while you are aspiring to رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ آمين يا رب العالمين. We can still succeed, we can still be not amongst the losers, we can still be amongst the successful ones if we do what we do, but we do it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in mind and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala most importantly at heart. Those who have no fear of death, life is their destiny. Because we know for a Muslim, once we die, we only كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Now what is dhawq? What is a taste? If I give you, and I mentioned this before, if I give you a mint sweet to taste, it means it doesn't mean you eat the sweet, it just means you taste it. Taste it, and you just see, oh, this is mint flavor, okay, thank you very much. I've just tasted it. But you haven't eaten it. You don't eat it, you taste it. Why? Because it's momentary. And after that, a Muslim is alive. He's alive in the qabr. He is alive so in the life of the barzakh, he's alive. And he is alive in akhirah. We believe in that. If you don't believe in that and you haven't thought about it in a long time, please take a few moments to think about the fact that when you die, you are not actually completely dead. You've just moved on to the next phase of your life. And there are so many people, like we said, that are in the qabr today. We know that that is their location, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better their location. And those that have really succeeded, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٍ بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ وَلَكِنْ لَا تَشْعُرُونَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, those who have been slain in the path of Allah, don't think that they are dead, but they are alive with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your mind does not understand it. And in another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا. Don't even think that those who have been slain in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are dead. بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. But they are alive with Allah, and Allah is giving them their rizq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeing to their needs. So don't for a moment think that when we are good and that when we die, that is the end of our life. Nay, but with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we will be, inshaAllah. So life is the destiny of one who has no fear of death. While those who spend and their wealth in the path of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will find the reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No fear shall come upon them, no any grief. They will become the friends of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not my promise. This is the promise of your Rabb, my Rabb. This is the promise of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we, wallahi, if we have ever been betrayed by someone, if we've ever been lied to by someone, and I'm sure we've all encountered this, if we've been betrayed and lied to by someone, let that not be what we expect from our Rabbul Izzah wal Jalal. Let us not be what we expect from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never lied to us. He's never set a precedent of lying to us. And there is no reason for us to think that our Rabbul Izzah wal Jalal will lie to us, or will deceive us, or will give us short of what we have done. Instead, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is on our side, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to have the best. And therefore, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a promise, this is how you will be successful, then let us believe it inshaAllah, so that we can be successful in dunya and akhirah. Wallahi brothers, we've spoken very briefly about understanding the kind of lives that we have, not being amongst those who are losers, not be amongst those who strive so hard and all our striving goes in vain. Instead, let us be amongst those who strive extremely hard. I leave you on one note, and it's just coming to mind. Wallahi, if you look at the professional sports players, you know, and if you're watching on TV and you see they go through the Protea fire Protea, whatever the case is, right? And they speak about, so Hashim, when you were young, when did you realize you were going to be a member of the Proteas? Oh, so A.B. de Villiers, when did you realize you're going to Faf du Plessis, when did you realize you... No, one will say, you know, I was 19, I never thought anything of it, I just started playing cricket for the university, they saw my talent, and I realized I can actually make a career of this. I worked really hard, I did this, I did that. The other guy said, no, every night I went to sleep, I used to dream about it in and out, I used to dream, I wake up cricket, I go sleep cricket, I wake up cricket, I sit with the coach, all day, every day cricket. I wanted to be a Protea, I wanted to be the best I can be. Now imagine that attitude was in us for Islam. Imagine we woke up, Islam. We slept, Islam. Allahumma bi ismika amutu wa ahya. Alhamdulillahi alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi nushur. Some of us don't know, some of us think that that is the dua for going in the toilet. Right? But we wake up Islam and we go sleep Islam. We dream Islam. We think of how are we going to be a better Muslim? How can we be in the 11 top people in Jannah inshallah? How can we be the selected 11? How can we be the selected 500? How can we be the selected and the chosen and the beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If we put as much attention into our Islam as they do into the cricket, wallahi we will Jannah is ours inshallah. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be first. And everybody else here the ability and the strength to make amal upon this inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Few announcements,